Being an underdog in the music industry, or feeling like one, is a sort of weird place to sit. On the one hand, you get quite a lot of freedom to obviously do what you want and work on whatever you want without any pressure. But then there is that kind of element of working on things without any guaranteed reward or really any feedback at all on how good it is. And I've definitely found myself in this sort of space for a while where I'm making music that I think is really good. And I've had plenty of other people and some somewhat noticeable industry folk say that it's good. But alas, I don't get that many views or plays. And I don't feel too bad about that right now, because currently I'm reworking a lot of things. I'm remixing some songs and putting this album together to hopefully have something presentable for the world. But it's interesting because all the sort of everyone that gets there sort of says enjoy the journey, and I'd be interested to know how much of them, or how many of them enjoyed the journey, or how long they had to sit in the sort of period of unrealised gains, should we call it, before they reached kind of the heights of their success. Because it's a strange place to find yourself in. I'm sure many people relate to that. There's a really weird separation between how excited I get listening to the songs and then how little reception they get, which is, it's difficult, because I think you should probably, in an ideal scenario, I think the best mindset as a musician is just to be happy with your end product, and then whether that gets seen or listened to is kind of not irrelevant, but extra, right? And especially in a world with AI and with content being so important to the development of a band, it's kind of hard to know which way to navigate things. But we're on day 7 in a row, I think, of doing these journals. Hang on. Yes, so that's not a massive win, but it's not nothing. A bit of consistency goes a long way, right? But I feel like I'm in a decent place now because I've nearly finished the prep work for the album. And so what I'm going to work on now is my voice and actually writing some more material, which is a bit more shareable as well, and a bit more exciting to show everyone here. And I'm quite excited to just work on some new ideas, develop, my writing ability, and find new avenues to explore with that. So if anyone has any opinions on that kind of underdog position / mentality, please do share away. Anyway, I'm going to show you what I've done today. So this long 7.5 minute song, I sent it to Mike today. I mean, he knows what it sounds like anyway, but I've got like a sort of an updated mix now. And he says, blimey, I feel like I've just watched a movie, which is quite cool. So I listened to the mix in the car yesterday, the all-important car test, and I found it didn't have enough low end, had too much high end, and it was a bit muddy in the middle. So not actually too much tweaking to do. Most of the tones were sounding pretty decent. I've just remembered I wanted to turn the orchestra down a little bit, so I'm going to do that a tiny bit with that before I even listen. But I think this mix is sounding really good now, and so singing over it should be nice. I redid the intro, and I put a little sub-harmonic thing underneath. So here's the intro part, and then I'll play a bit of the mix as well. Yeah, so I'm happy with how that sounds. I'm not going to show you too much more because I've not done much in the way of creative stuff. It took me a little while to get that intro part down, actually, because I had to relearn it and then get a pretty clean take. There is annoyingly a little bit of a clunk in there that makes me think I might have to redo it again, but in the first part of the song, Mike and I were talking about potentially making this the first song on the album, have a big epic intro, There's not too much more to share apart from the mix just sounding a bit thicker. I'll play you the breakdown because it's fun. And yeah, the mix is sounding pretty tight on this. So yeah, this one's basically done, to be honest, instrumentally. There's a couple little bits towards the end I need to think about, but these are bits that I think I'm going to come back to. All I wanted to do is just get all these songs like shipshape and ready to sing over and whatnot. So they don't need to be like perfectly done. They just need to be like 80-90% of the way there, which I think this is now. So yeah, next on the agenda is getting the first song we ever did, getting the drums redone, and I think I need to actually look at adding some guitar stuff to it. So that's the next, finishing song number 10 as well. So kind of at either end of the songwriting spectrum there, with the first song we ever put out and then the most recent one I've written. So those two need working on, but then yeah, ready to sing or get into singing over some of these and write some new ideas. I suppose, of course, it is worth noting with all this Underdog talk, the UK has a new Prime Minister now, so obviously my life's going to radically change by the time he's sworn in. Because, you know, loads of stuff changes when they get a new one of them. So you never know, maybe I just might not need to worry about anything. We'll see. That's where we're at. I'll catch you all again soon.